So, in terms of limiting beliefs, Chad, do they ever really go away, or is it something you have to constantly be, I don't want to say battle with, but be coping with? Can you really get rid of your limiting beliefs? Say, today on March 6th at X time, I'm not going to do that and stick with it. Is that even possible? How do you manage things?
Your limiting beliefs?
Yeah.
Before when I talked to you, you mentioned that, and that phrase really did resonate with me, that limiting beliefs. And I think what stands out to me when I hear that is just what I want to point out to people is that you have the power to change your story. And so we all have a story that we tell ourselves. And sometimes as a trainer, when we have someone come to us, sometimes they're coming to us as like a last effort. Like they've tried and failed several times on their own to get in shape or to lose weight or whatever it is. And so they're coming to us because they don't think they can do it on their own. And so, and to be honest, they probably don't believe they can do it at all. And so, and if that's the way you're thinking, if you're thinking that I'm gonna try this and see if it works, but eventually I'm probably going to fail. Eventually it probably won't work because nothing else has. If that's your thought process, then you're not going to be successful. If a better way to say it is, if you don't believe you can get your results, you're not going to be able to. And so you need to first change that story you're telling yourself. If you're telling yourself you're going to fail, you need to change that story because it's a fictional story. Just because it didn't work in the past doesn't mean the future has to be the past. You can get results just because you have in the past doesn't mean you can't in the future. And so first you have to change that thought process in your head that says you can't get results because it's not true. It's just a story. It's just this stuff you're telling yourself that's not true. And so I think a good way, Coretta, to overcome these limiting beliefs that we have is first, you have to be able to see it's going to happen. So you have to trust the process. You have to be all in on the work you're doing and know that the hard work you're putting in, the sacrifices you're making, if you stick with the plan, be all in on and believe in the plan. If you stick with this, then you can see how that hard work's going to pay off. And you just spend a little bit of time always visualizing the success part. So every time I do this with my own fitness goals. I've done this with every goal I've ever had. I do this where I've had a marathon goal, or how I was going to feel when I fit across the finish line at this time, or anytime it was weight loss. You have to be able to see in the future, and you have to visualize, how I'm going to feel when I lose this. This is how I feel when I lose the weight. Or this in the future, this is how I feel when my clothes fit better, when I'll have all this more energy, or this is how I feel when this workout's a warm up to me. You have to be able to see it in the future. If you can't see it, then it's not going to happen. So, and I don't mean fake it till you make it. I don't know that I really buy into that. But I mean, if you visualize it, if you can keep seeing it, just spend a little bit of time every day, every week, just visualizing you being successful and all this hard work, then eventually you're going to believe it and it's going to work.
No, that's awesome, Chad, because I was mentioning earlier to Liz about putting hosting this event on my vision board at the beginning of the year, and here it is happening. And so when you really start to visualize it becomes more possible. So I'm going to do that, and I'm hoping that the persons who are struggling like me here will do a similar thing where their fitness is concerned. Start visualizing yourself the way you want to be, the energy, how you want to look. We can do it. It's sinking in now. It's really sinking in now. Thank you, Chad.